transition from 0 to 1 harder or 1 to 2 harder? I'm pregnant with baby number 2 and they'll be just under 20 months apart. I personally feel like the transition from 0 to 1 would be harder because you're a new mom and you kind of have no idea what you're doing. Your entire life changes overnight. You're in a completely new routine with everything. And so I feel like that was pretty hard. You've never nursed before, you've never done anything like that before. However, I feel like going from 1 to 2, that's also really difficult because now you're trying to find a new normal again with 2 children. And I feel like that could be almost equally as difficult. I'm sure my husband will mainly be taking care of our toddler while I'm taking care of the newborn. Of course, we'll share responsibilities, but I feel like the newborn is gonna need me more because I'm gonna try to nurse again. Naturally, I just feel like the mom is just, always with the newborn. And of course, my husband will help a lot with waking up in the middle of the night. He was very hands-on with that. He's very hands-on with everything. So I feel very blessed, and I feel like that makes the transition a lot easier when you guys are like working as a team. But I still am nervous to juggle the two. So let me know what you guys think. Was it harder with 0 to 1 or 1 to 2? And what was the hardest part? What was the easiest part? How did your first baby react to the new baby? Thinking about my son becoming a big brother makes me want to cry because this will be his little built-in bestie. Also, I'm having a girl next. Curious to see how that dynamic's gonna go and how they're gonna play with each other. Is Jack gonna be really rough with her? Like, how's this gonna go? I'd say the number one thing that I'm kind of terrified for is the sleep deprivation. I'm praying it's not as bad as it was with Jack. Because he was born really small and he was an IUGR baby, I had to wake up and feed him every hour and a half. And I was exclusively nursing in the beginning. There really wasn't much that Nick could do other than change his diaper, burp him, and put him back down. And he also wasn't really latching, so sometimes I would be nursing in the middle of the night for about an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, just so he could get enough milk. And then I'd put him down, and then I couldn't fall asleep, and then I'd probably get like 15 minutes of sleep before my alarm went off again to nurse him again. Jack also had a really terrifying choking problem in the beginning. So on top of not sleeping at all, we really couldn't sleep because one of us had to be watching him at all times because his choking was silent and absolutely terrifying. It was a little rough in the beginning. I remember I texted my dad at like 4 in the morning one time when Jack was a newborn, and I was like, I need you to come over as soon as you wake up. Nick and I need sleep. At this point, it's dangerous. Like, we are seeing things. We need you to come over and watch Jack so that we can get like 2 to 3 hours of sleep, please. And without hesitation, he came over. But of course, we're praying for a smooth transition. We'll see at the 20-week anatomy scan if baby girl has what Jack had, which is he was an IUGR baby. He was growth restricted, which is why things were so difficult in the beginning. I'm just praying that she is growing and she's not growth restricted. One thing about me is I'm very much so the kind of person that wants to have everything prepared before the baby gets here. With Jack, that happened. I would say like our house was pretty good. Like, we were very prepared, and I want to make sure that that happens again with this baby, but not as close to the due date as we were with Jack. Like, I want to be able to enjoy my 3rd trimester thoroughly and not have to worry about most of the things. So I'm already starting to nest. Like, it's pretty hardcore. Our room is almost finished, and then we're going to start on Jack's big boy room, and then we're going to do the nursery last. I'm so excited to see all of the things come together. Obviously, like, I wanted to be moved into a new house before we had this new baby, and we are still looking every single day, like all day long. We're just having a really hard time right now finding what we want. My heartburn has been so bad lately. I can hardly even sleep, but actually Tums are helping a lot. And I want to try that one, what's it called? Someone DM'd it to me. I know you can get it at Target. It's called like, I don't know. If I see it, I will know and I'll get it, but I want to try that. It definitely keeps me up at night. I think if we lived in a different state, it would be a lot easier because sometimes we'll pull up like Utah or Arizona or Texas, and right off the bat, we're like, oh, I would move into that home. I would move into that home. But Vegas homes, it's just so hard because it's either you find an older home that needs to be renovated, it has a lot of space and it has pretty much everything you need, but again, it needs to be like fully renovated, at least I would want to fully renovate it. Or you get a new build that's a lot smaller, doesn't have as much land, and just overall doesn't have all the things that you want, and it's way more expensive. But you get a new build. You don't have to renovate anything. So it's like, I think that's what we're juggling with right now. Let me know if 0 to 1 or 1 to 2 is harder. If you have any tips, any advice, that'll be amazing. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.